So, as I mentioned in the first video, fructose gets digested a little bit or differently than glucose does, and this is why it's important to be sure what kind of carbohydrates you're eating, and it's important as a diabetic to know as well and not to have as much fructose. So here you can see the glucose molecule in blue actually has to go through a different transporter than the fructose molecule, and the glucose has to enter in with an ion or sodium. So it's much slower and actually requires energy. This process does because the sodium actually has to be pumped out of the cell when with energy. So glucose has to enter this way, and same with galactose. So they go through here, and then when they enter the bloodstream, they actually can stop along the way before they go to the liver. But once they go to the liver, they can be converted into ATP, glycogen, triglycerides, or different other molecules, or used for other pathways. However, fructose can diffuse right through the cell, so through this membrane or through this protein, sorry, and it's much quick and much easier to get into the blood. So this will actually raise your blood sugar a lot higher. Fructose will, and fructose will actually go to the liver and only be converted to fat and triglycerides as well. So it can't be utilized as cells compared to glucose. And like I said, this absorption is much quicker. So this will cause a bigger insulin spike and raise your blood sugar a lot easier and a lot faster than glucose will. And so fructose is in our it's in fruit. Although fructose isn't good, if you're going to have it in fruit because of fiber, but we like to stay away from fruit, especially a lot of fruit as a diabetic. Fruit juices are really bad because they don't have the fiber, but they still have a lot of fructose. And high fructose corn syrup is really bad because it actually gets absorbed a lot faster than sucrose does because there's no bond between the fructose and the glucose. So you really want to stay away from high fructose corn syrup. And this pathway just shows that the fructose goes to the liver and is converted to fat right away. So not good, especially as a diabetic. You want to be conscious of staying away from fructose. Some problems associated with fructose. So like I said, it goes straight to the liver and gets converted to fat, and this increases your VLDL. And as you can see here, with this VLDL, your liver becomes a lot more fatty, sorry, and it can cause non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Whereas the glucose will actually be utilized by the cell before it's turned into VLDL. And then this visceral fat storage goes along with this. With this VLDL, you're storing a lot more fat around your organs, which is not good. And then fructose is actually very energy expensive to break down. So this breakdown will cause uric acid to increase, and we usually associate gout with alcohol, but we're starting to figure out that high fructose consumption can actually lead to an increase in uric acid, which can ultimately cause gout, trigger the HPA axis, cause stress and anxiety, and actually damage your kidneys as well. So you really want to be staying away from fructose because of this, and know the difference between fructose and glucose consumption.